During the Clone Wars, members of the Jedi Order quickly became hated by many citizens across the galaxy on both the Separatist and Republic side for their actions and increasing disconnection from the general needs of the population. Because of this, simply wearing Jedi robes or displaying a lightsaber in public could put a large target on one's back. Mace Windu experienced this firsthand when he received a distress signal from a remote Outer Rim world claiming to be in dire need of help. Of course, when he arrived, Mace Windu found something that shocked and disgusted him. So, what did Mace Windu discover? Let's find out. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below with your purple lightsaber for more awesome Star Wars lore content. So the story begins at the edges of the Outer Rim, where Mace Windu finds himself heavily outnumbered by a large horde of Separatist battle droids. Not long before he got himself into this situation, the Jedi Temple intercepted a distress call coming from this abandoned planet, which reported severe damage and imminent death. Obviously, the Jedi were immediately suspicious about this, but on the very small chance that someone really was in danger, it simply couldn't be ignored, so they sent one of the most powerful fighters, Mace Windu, to investigate. Sadly, just like the Jedi initially suspected, the distress call turned out to be a dud, intended to lure a Jedi into an inescapable trap for some unknown reason. After landing on the surface, Master Windu very quickly notices a large pack of B-1 battle droids and others who he believes are part of the trap and were sent to hunt him down. As Mace Windu is evading the massive amount of droids with his purple lightsaber ignited, he notices something strange about the way the droid commander is speaking. The B-1 commander says, "The Jedi went this way. The rogue signal must have transmitted from his ship." Once Windu hears this, he realizes that the droids must have been lured to this abandoned planet by the exact same false distress signal that was also intercepted by the Jedi. So, as usual, let's give this B-1 battle droid commander a nickname and a serial number in the comments below since the story doesn't give him one. Following this, Master Windu is deeply confused, and it leads him to wonder who would want to lure both the Jedi and battle droids to the same location, and for what reason. Being completely and utterly confused, Master Windu continues on his mission until his attention is quickly grabbed by something absolutely ridiculous. As he turns, Master Windu sees the battle droids fall into a large hole which appears right under their feet, sucking them down below the surface. The Master is shocked by this and simply exclaims, "What the?" before moments later becoming a victim of the exact same trap, with the floor opening up under him and taking him down below the surface. Unlike the battle droids who were left in pieces, crushed badly after their fall, Windu was able to use the Force to brace his impact and land safely on the metallic floor. Once he's back on 2 feet, he very quickly spins his head around and notices that he has found himself in an underground carbon freezing facility, but has no idea why he's there, or why a carbon freezing facility would even exist on a planet with no exports, and even more creepily, how it could still be operational when the planet has been long abandoned. Moments later, the trapdoor where Mace Windu fell into the facility suddenly seals closed above him, and he's pretty sure that the B-1 battle droids who are facing him are just as surprised as he is. Something very strange is happening, something that Master Windu cannot sense or see with his own eyes. After this happens, 2 of the B-1 battle droids who survived turn to face Master Windu and are moments away from firing on him, but before they can even pull their triggers, the carbonite freezing machine is started up and the 2 B-1 units are frozen solid in carbonite. This frees up Master Windu to focus on the real threat at hand and to explore his surroundings, but before he even has the chance to go that far, he notices the blaring sound of starship thrusters raging on all around him. Mace isn't certain that these are thrusters causing the loud noise and vibration, but he does know that something not too good is happening. The B-1 battle droids on the other hand are completely puzzled, saying, "The ground is moving. No, it's a starship," with his friend saying, "What a lousy place to park." Not long after the ship takes off, Mace Windu realizes that he was actually right and that they were actually starship thrusters before adding, "Why would anyone hide a starship underground?" As Windu continues to explore the very confusing ship, he notices that inside are frozen creatures of every variety. Just from the ones he can recognize immediately, there are wampas, dewbacks, and hundreds of others that he simply can't name, all trapped inside of carbonite like flies in amber. While Windu inspects all of the frozen creatures, he even happens to recognize some of the Separatist agents that he had under surveillance for months, until they just dropped off of the Republic's scopes. Now he knows exactly why the Republic lost track of them. They were literally frozen and out of action for all of this time. Someone has been carefully kidnapping and storing living creatures from all over the galaxy, but Master Windu wants to know why someone would do this. As he is inspecting one of the frozen creatures, he hears a booming voice in the distance calling out, "So you heard my beacon." As he hears this, Windu turns around and ignites his purple blade immediately before the mysterious collector shouts out and tells the Jedi Master that his name is Kenna and that he gathers and catalogues examples of many living species from around the galaxy. After the Twi'lek Collector notices that Mace Windu is a Jedi, he is amazed and notes that he has never owned a Jedi Knight before. Mace is disgusted by this, asking, "What do you mean owned? Just who do you think you are?" Which is a bit ridiculous coming from Windu, considering the Jedi Order literally kidnap children and induct them into their order before they can even think for themselves. But either way, Kenner notes that a Jedi will make a fine addition to his war toy collection, and now all he needs to do is freeze Windu to keep him in mint condition for many years to come. Windu of course tells the Collector that this is something he is not going to allow, to which Kenner responds, "Oh, is that so? My executioner droid says different," before he unleashes the behemoth of a droid, firing its massive blaster cannon at Windu. Windu then turns himself into General Grievous for a short few moments as he swings his purple lightsaber in every direction, valiantly defending himself from the savage executioner droid. Kenner tells Master Windu that he should be honored to face such a legendary droid in combat, and that there are only 3 of this model in the entire galaxy, but Windu doesn't care and continues leaping and weaving through the air, trying to find any weakness he can in the droid. Shockingly, Mace Windu admits to himself that the droid is actually much tougher than it looks, and awesomely calls it an old clanker, meaning he does actually care about his clones, and at least somewhat listens to what they say. With the executioner droid's massively powerful personal shield, Mace Windu couldn't even dent the thing with his lightsaber, which leaves Kenner laughing in amazement. After failing and failing over and over again, Windu finally remembers the words that were taught to him by his master when he was just a Padawan. He must use control even in the most difficult situations, which stretches the truth heavily for him in particular, but either way, he remembers his training and finds a loophole in his master's teachings. Instead of controlling his own rage, he channels it to target the controls of the Carbonite freezing station, slashing them with haste and instantly destroying the circuits which are keeping all of the creatures frozen. As his prized creatures begin crawling out of their Carbonite confinement, Kenner is outraged and hysterical that his collection is literally running away from him. Windu then tells the fat Twi'lek that his collection is hereby disbanded and pushes him right into one of the freezing spots before pulling the lever and instantly encasing the Collector in Carbonite, ready for transport back to Coruscant, where he will certainly be tried for his horrendous actions. Once Mace arrives back at Coruscant in the Collector's ship, he is initially denied access because he's in a rogue ship, but as soon as he identifies himself as a Jedi General, he is given landing clearance right at the Coruscant prison. Once inside, Master Yoda is very pleased that many of the Collector's catchers were actually separatist activists who have been wanted by the Republic for months, and now they are all safely locked away in Coruscant prison. As for the Collector himself, Master Yoda and Mace Windu agree to keep him frozen in hibernation for the time being, where he cannot do any further harm to the galaxy and certainly can't capture any more creatures for his little experiments. Let's just say the other prisoners inside of the Coruscant prison are not going to treat him too well, after hearing that he had captured and frozen many creatures around the galaxy from every species, probably including most of them in the prison. And to end the story, 2 Coruscant guard troopers carry away the frozen Twi'lek to be stored for the rest of the war, or at least until they're ready to ask questions of him. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.